Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about some comments I heard from Marcellus Wiley, this clown Marcellus Wiley, who continues to talk about basketball when he doesn't know anything about basketball. I don't get these guys, man. Marcellus Wiley was a football player, and he's out here talking basketball. These guys don't know about basketball. They can't give you context, perspective. They don't know about the history of the game. These guys have no idea what they're talking about. And he's out here talking about LeBron James and how LeBron James is still better at this age than 98% of the NBA. He's better than 98% of the NBA. 98, 99% of the league is what he said on this podcast that he was on. We're going to talk about these comments in this video because he used the stats, once again, the stats, to highlight his point about LeBron James being better than 98% of the league. We're going to talk about in this video, man, some of the things he said on his podcast. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, you know I am truly, truly humbled, man, by all support, man. It really means a lot, guys. Like I said, I'm truly humbled, man. Thank you very much. Shout out to my membership, man. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I saw this clown Marcellus Wiley on a podcast. I saw him, heard some comments that he made. And they were talking about LeBron James last year and, you know, him playing at 40 years old and, you know, his longevity. Once again, the same nonsense over and over again. And Marcellus Wiley said that LeBron James is still better than 98% of the league now at 40 years old, even though LeBron James was a negative 54 on the basketball court. And we talked about his lack of impact. Marcellus Wiley doesn't care, doesn't want to hear about this stuff. He just wants to talk about LeBron James' numbers and what LeBron James can do. He's so amazing. He can't believe it. And one of the guys that was on the podcast with him pushed back on this and said, yeah, but he was, you know, not having any impact on the game, the numbers, because Marcellus Wiley was like, yeah, he'll still give you 25, 7, and 8, or 25, 8, and 7. There's nothing you could do about that. He's still going to give it to you. And the guy said, yeah, but he's not having any impact on the wins and losses. Those are empty calories, empty stats is what the guy said, right? And then Marcellus Wiley said, so there's only one champion in the NBA. So all the other players were giving out empty stats, empty calories also. You see what he did there? He had to once again try to bring everyone else involved here and make a weird statement that doesn't add up, guys. It has nothing to do with what the guy was pushing back on Marcellus Wiley about. They had nothing to say about that kind of stuff. What they were saying is that LeBron James' stats that you're reading off are empty calories, my man. That's what he was saying. He made a great point there because we all talk about this. LeBron James' stats, they're empty stats. You guys read off his stats like that shows that he's still, you know, doing X, Y, Z in the game. But when you look at the actual game, there is no impact there. When you look at the plus minus, there's no impact there. There's a negative impact. He won't talk about how Anthony Davis or Luka Doncic was carrying him, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, all these other guys were covering for LeBron James on the basketball court, right? So these numbers that LeBron James got are irrelevant. They don't matter, the numbers. We all understand that numbers are inflated in this era, but Marcellus Wiley is going to still excuse LeBron James and bring up the rest of the league. Everyone else is doing empty calories and empty stats because they didn't win the championship. The hell are you talking about, Marcellus Wiley? Once again, when you try to be an apologist for LeBron James, when you want to be an excuse maker for LeBron James, this is when you sound like a fool. This is what exposes you. This is, once again, when you sell your integrity. And you, once again, show that you don't know what you're talking about. And you're not going to keep the facts as facts. You're just going to cover for LeBron James no matter how stupid you sound doing this. You're going to bring up the rest of the league as empty calories and empty stats because they didn't win the championship. No one said what LeBron James was doing stat-wise didn't mean or impact the game because they didn't win a championship. What the guy was telling you is that he puts up these numbers. But on the court, what is he doing on the court? He's not doing anything. He's found a way to finagle the stats because he chases the stats and stat pads. He's not impacting the games. LeBron James won't sacrifice those stats to win. He won't sacrifice those stats to impact winning. So he won't play less minutes, take less shots, and give more effort on defense. Will he do that? No, he won't do that. Because then Marcellus Wiley can't read off 25, 8, and 7. He can't say that then. So LeBron James has to make sure he puts up those numbers so these clowns out here can say, yeah, LeBron James still going to give you 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists every night. There's nothing you could do. Just pencil him in for that. Yeah, and it's not helping the team win because LeBron James taking bad shots, right? He's out there not playing defense. So, yeah, he's got the stats, but Marcellus Wiley won't talk about LeBron James not making the cross half court. standing around on defense. They never want to talk about this stuff. It's almost as if basketball doesn't even include defense anymore. Defense is not part of the game, apparently, to these broadcasters, these analysts, these podcasters, these guys that say they know the game. They don't even talk about defense. They never talk about LeBron James on defense, standing around, walking around, not doing anything. They won't talk about LeBron James load managing out there, skipping out games, ducking the smoke, not playing against the tough teams so he can keep his stats up. They won't talk about that, Marcellus Wiley. And you're going to sit there and say that LeBron James, right now, at 40 years old, is still better than 98% of the league, he said. 98% of the NBA. So let me get this straight here. LeBron James himself, a couple of years ago, said that his son was better than half the league. His son, LeBron James Jr., better than half the league. And Marcellus Wiley is telling you now, just off of last season, LeBron James is still better than 98% of the league. So the Jameses essentially are the best players in the league. There's no one close to these guys. LeBron James said his son's better than half the league. That was a couple years ago. So by now, his son's got to be better than 75% of the league. And LeBron James better than 98% of the league. So who is he not better than, Marcellus Wiley? I'm confused here. Who is he not better than? Because if he's better than 98% of the league, then you're only talking about a couple of people, maybe 3 or 4 people that are better than LeBron James. Are we supposed to believe that LeBron James, there's only 4 people in the NBA or 5 people in the NBA that are better than LeBron James? Now, we know ESPN has him ranked, number 8, I believe, this season or something like that. And we know they had him in the top 10 last year, top 10 this year. But all the true basketball fans, people who watch the games and see the other players in the NBA, know that LeBron James ain't no top 10 player in the league, ain't no top 10 player. They got Anthony Davis like 13th or something. Anthony Davis is clearly better than LeBron James right now. Clearly, guys. They had Jalen Brunson ranked 10th behind LeBron James. Jalen Brunson is clearly more impactful and better than LeBron James right now. Right? Trae Young, Paolo Banchero. These are not better players than LeBron James right now? Absolutely, man. So, according to Marcellus Wiley, the only players that are better than LeBron James, I guess, are Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, and SGA probably. Is Luka Doncic even better than LeBron James? According to Marcellus Wiley, I don't know. Because apparently Luka Doncic is not in shape. Luka Doncic can't play defense, right? So who knows where he would have Luka Doncic's rank compared to LeBron James. But he's better than 98% of the league now. So like I've said, all Marcellus Wiley is doing here is tearing down the league. The league that they tell us is bigger, stronger, faster. 98% of that bigger, stronger, faster league is not bigger, stronger, faster, or better than a 40-year-old LeBron James who stands around on defense, hasn't made an all-defensive team since, 2014? Marcellus Wiley, you're a fool. And you should have heard this clown, man. Just excusing LeBron James and being a LeBron James apologist and just being weird with the narratives and the lies. Like I said, when this guy said he puts up empty calorie stats, he stat pads for these numbers, you bring up the rest of the league not winning a championship and all those guys that put up empty calorie stats? No, most of those guys that he's talking about, the guys who put up numbers, these guys are the pluses. I tell you, Steph Curry was a plus 299 last year, guys. Plus 299. LeBron James is a negative 54. But you want to try to make it seem as if LeBron James is still better than 98% of the league? I guarantee you Marcellus Wiley probably thinks he's better than Steph Curry. Right? Weird stuff. Is he better than Anthony Edwards to Marcellus Wiley? I don't know. But like I said, he probably has him better than Anthony Davis, and we all know Anthony Davis is clearly better than LeBron James right now. Anthony Davis is a two-way player. LeBron James ain't no two-way player. But here you go, Marcellus Wiley, his expertise on the podcast. And like I said, these guys were pushing back on what he was saying. And he's over here making more excuses, more and more excuses, talking about stats. This is what these guys do, the typical Shannon Sharpe. That's who, if you would have closed your eyes and just listened, you would have thought you would listen to Shannon Sharpe, the way that he was speaking about LeBron James and these stats. And how I said he was covering up for LeBron James and everything, man. Never, like I said, holding LeBron James accountable for any of the stuff that he does in the court. You just want to read off some stats. It's a weird fan base, guys. These are the facts, man. LeBron James, all the media members like Marcellus Wiley, all his fan base, all they care about is stats, man. They don't care about winning. They don't care about effort. They don't care about hustle. They don't care about playing with that love. They don't care about you going out there and playing with some toughness, some grit. They don't care about being none of this stuff, competitors or, like I said, sportsmanship, none of this stuff, man. It's an absolute joke, man. Marcellus Wiley, come on here. LeBron James better than 98% of the league. 98% of the league. Even though he ain't doing half the game. He ain't playing defense. He ain't playing all the games. He's ducking out against the tough teams. His team is getting in the plane every year. They get knocked off in the first round. But you're talking about his stats. Absolute joke, man. Once again, they never hold LeBron James to any accountability. Ever hold him to have them play some defense, playing all these games. But you talk about his longevity and how great he still is at this age, man. It's a laugh. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.